Oh, Paris, capital of France, city of the lights, and home of many artists and other bohemians. We know that trends emerge in growing metropolitan areas with many polysocial groups, and, well, Paris is one of them. For much of the 20th century, Paris was regarded as the global center of fashion, fragrance, and food. It turns out that in the 1950s, Paris became a popular place to live for many American artists, and the cafes became the meeting place for intellectuals from all over the world. In the bars and cafes, philosophers, writers, actors, and musicians met. The mix of so many influential people could not go unnoticed. The lifestyle of the artists soon caught on outside the artist community, including the dress code. The existentialists wore black clothes. For men, the style was most notably a turtleneck sweater instead of the traditional shirt and tie. Women wore short skirts and a men's beret. Certainly, the style would not be restricted to the French people only. African American jazz musicians who had contacts in Paris also was inspired by the French existentialist philosophy and the minimalist black clothing style. This part of the beat movement became known as beatniks, and they popularized the style in the United States. Also, one of the best-known types of clothing came out of Paris. Guess which? Yes, the bikini! And the result you already know. The bikini became popular and is used all over the world, including Brazil. Well, especially in Brazil. In the food sphere, we know that French chefs have had an enormous influence on cooking for centuries, but in the late 1950s, French food started becoming an inspiration to regular restaurant chefs outside France. Besides all of that, Paris also it has been especially appealing to those groups of people whom we have identified as being polysocial. The German homosexual novelist Klaus Mann wrote in his autobiography that Paris was swarming with foreigners of all races, colors, and social backgrounds. And having many international visitors play a big part in taking a trend process from the local to the global, because they go back or report home to tell about their observations, to tell about the city of the lights, the beautiful Paris.